This demo shows how to add a new step to an existing process. We start by cloning the latest snapshot of the Claims Review Process app and then proceed to open the new copy in Process Designer. Next, we open the Claims Review process, where we add a new swim lane which will be associated with a supervisor role that the new step will use. So we go ahead and drag and drop the swim lane to the diagram and change the name to supervisor. Then for the new step, we drag an activity to the diagram, which is then followed by a gateway that will direct the execution to the review activity based on the value of a variable. Now we add links to connect the new activity and the gateway. We rename two of these links to make the diagram more readable. Then, under the implementation section of the gateway, we set the condition for going to the review activity when the full coverage on all vehicles variable has the value of false. Next, right-click on the review activity and then click on Activity Wizard. And we set a name for the new human service and click Next. And now we're going to pick which inputs and outputs we want for the new human service. A default user interface will be automatically generated based on these inputs and outputs. So we want to make sure that we only pick the ones we need. Now we click Finish. And we proceed to open this new human service called Supervisor Review. We move to the Coaches tab in order to make some adjustments to the user interface. As we can see here, this was all generated automatically based on the inputs and outputs. We drag a new section, which is going to be used to group some of the fields. All the fields under this section are going to be set to read only, but we can accomplish this by changing the visibility just on the section. Moving to the vehicle view, we notice that it's bound to a single item of a list of covered vehicles, which means that it needs to be moved to a container that will be bound to an entire list. For this, we add a new table view and bind it to the whole list. We also set an initial width for the table, since the default width of 700 pixels won't work well for this scenario. We then make more adjustments. We pick the checkbox and change the look to be two radio buttons instead of a single checkbox. And now we're ready to play this process. We go ahead and click the play button, and we proceed to claim the first step. we make a change of one of the insured vehicles to have coverage set to false. This is done to then trigger the execution of the new review activity. And as you can see, the flow is stopped on the new review activity. And this is the interface that we just added. Under claim applicable, we click no, which will make the claims review process finish early. We go back to process designer and confirm that this is the case. And this concludes the demo.